Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and pizza lovers around the world. My name is Evil Dragon. You can probably hear by the giggling that I'm not joined by Vectro, but I am joined by pizza lover extraordinaire. It is Matt Redmore, it's Red Matt, who is eating a pizza right now. I can hear him. How are you?
I'm not quite eating it yet. I was waiting for you to introduce me, but yes, I've got a very nice steamed hot pizza at the bottom, ready for some entertaining F1 action in the Kia series, but I am very well. How is yourself?
I'm doing very good as well, of course. Here we are, Bahrain International Circuit, a circuit which has hosted many a Grand Prix in its time. Of course, we're nearly up to around about 16 or 17, I think, at the current standings of it. It's been going on for as long as I can remember, but we do have a few drivers, we have a few new faces as well, and that, of course, will all be coming up in just a few moments' time. But first, so I can let Matt eat some pizza in the background, I'm going to go through our favourite thing. That is our standings, which I've got up because I found it this time. And leading your championship on, is it, I believe, 63 points. It's a bit blurry because it's been compressed. But it is Mr. Jake Warrior who leads this championship. He is on 63 points, followed by, guess who? It's Yuri Hasselager. He's in second position on 45. That's a long distance. 18 points. Will he make it up? Who knows? Am I good at maths? No. So, it might be closer. Behind him, it is Matthew Rosmond. I think that's how you say his name. I've never been very good. He is on 40... Apparently he's on 48 points, so I don't know how Yuri's on 45. Something's gone horribly wrong on the standings. Someone's made a boo-boo on this. That's 47 points. We'll find out. Well, that makes no sense. In fourth position, it's Jack Ricketts, our owner and overlord. He is on, and the thing says here, 46 points. Very close between those guys. Behind them, it's Victor Sowles. He is on 40 points. He is, of course, ahead of Barry the Baldwin, who is on 33 points. Joining alongside is Ronnie O'Sullivan, also on 33 points, ahead of Sullivan O'Ronnie, or Sullivan Lewis, we'll call him that. He is on 27 points. Behind that, we've got Mr. Leroy Hasselager on 25 points, followed by Jess behind on 19 points. Cameron Blair on 18 points, hoping to run at the country as he so usually hopes to do, followed by a tree of Matthew. He's in 12. He's also got 12 points, which is nice to see. Isaac behind on 12 points as well. And then, of course, we've got Niels, Thomas, Mr. Noah, and Bailey Watts. Well, Billy Watts, should we say, right down the back. So there is all your drivers. And in terms, as we'll get it up, of who is doing what on the Jokers, well, we have 3 of them. Well, no, we have 6 of them. Technically 5, because one of them is not here. That is Vito, he's on the Joker. Mr. Kamababo on the Joker. Bill Nye the Science Guy on the Joker. Noah, he's not here. He wasn't a Joker, so he's not on a Joker. We have got Leroy Jenkins. He's also on the Joker. And Mr. Risky, going for a nice risky strategy here. He is also on the Joker. So, a lot of Jokers, all excited. But we are just waiting for the first cars to come out on circuit, and that will be in just a few moments' time. That will be on the total of 1,400, so in just a few moments. And that will be Mr. Gareth Hall coming out first.
So, what time are we on now? 14:45. I don't know if they fixed the time for us, because they're usually like a minute ahead, aren't they, the drivers? Have they fixed that bug yet?
I think they fixed it. I hope they fixed it, but I mean...
Have they fixed it? Well, usually when they fix one bug, another 2 appear, so we'll find that out, won't we? So I'm just looking at what Jess has said. Yeah, 14.00, Gav will be going out on track like you said. It's a nice circuit when you get it right, to be fair, but if you're running no traction, the rear end can give you a bit of a slap in the face. That's happened to me many times. And it happened to a one-hub race. I was like dominating in the lead, and then for some reason I just decided to Mazepin it, exit turn 3, and then go into the barrier. So
and then you were making sad noises, I imagine.
Very many sad noises were made that day.
Very sad noises. But look, we've got cars, and it's Gareth Hall. He's the first one out on the circuit in his Brabham. Then, so I suppose we can say, I don't know who drove for Brabham in 90s. It was Damon Hill. drove for Brabham back then. Of course, he is running that beautiful livery. He's got a Ukrainian-inspired helmet as well, I believe. Of course, the yellow and blue. Lovely helmet. Everyone likes yellow and blue. It's a lovely colour. But what we can say around Bahrain is it's night time. There is some 1,000 plus lights around this circuit. I know, I didn't believe it, but there is over 1,000 of these things, which is a lot of power. And I suppose if there was lots of flies around, they'd be very excited right now, because it's like literally being a giant bug bot.
Yeah, they'd be buzzing, won't they?
They'll be buzzing. Oh, they'll be most certainly buzzing up there. They'll be like, all excited and buzzing around. But I tell you who is buzzing. It is Gareth Hall. He's buzzing the engine as he gets ready for his first flying lap in just a few moments' time.
Yeah, I must admit, look at that livery though under the lights. It looks absolutely amazing.
Shiny.
There's one livery I've been informed by Matt himself. He's running a livery on the 2022 Arrow McLaren of the Indy 500 for Felix Rosenquist. So I'll be interested to see what his livery will be like tonight. But I'll let you go through a lap of Gareth. Let's see what he does.
Let's see what he can do then. Obviously, comes to the line, and here we are then around the Bahrain International Circuit. I think it's 2.6 kilometres. I'm not quite certain off the top of my head, but we'll find out in due course. Comes back to World's turn number 1, spot the braking zone there. Down into third gear, down into second, hugs the apex like your favourite granny. A little bit squiggly on the rear end though, which is probably not ideal. Up through the gears, up to 6th, up to 7th gear. Wait for your revs, do you dare touch 8th ever so slightly there, then back down into 4th gear, down into the right hander, down into 3rd just to get a little bit extra rotation on the rear end, still stepping out there from Gareth Hall. He now comes in, right, left, and then power it up. Don't get too hot on the curb because you'll end up in a wall like that. And it's not very fun. Down into where Mr. Lawrence Stroll did a little flip a few years ago. And then down in towards turn number 9. Tricky braking zone here. Spot it there. Late downshift. Down into third gear. Down into second. Make sure you don't get too much over rotation. Hit the DRS on the exit. And off you go then. Back down the straight. And now towards turn number 10, I believe it is. And this is the uphill section. Probably one of the most difficult sections on the circuit. So easy just to get the rear end to step out. But he seems fine through here. Sucks to the right, this is the one which will normally go on you, but you can just see ever so slightly hesitant as he turned in, but nice fine for him. Comes up then through the last couple of corners and then a nice little run up over the crest, down towards the last corner, and let's see what can Mr. Gareth do. Well, he's going to be the first car to set lap time by the fact he's the first car to finish a lap time, and across the line he will come. So, what can he do? The answer to that is going to be a 128.7. Damn, 128.8. So close.
Almost. But interestingly, he's on the medium tyre as well. So interested to see what he does then. We have Excite now on the lap ready to excite us. See what he does at the moment. It's the game saying he's purple in sector 1, but it says purple for everybody.
He's certainly purple there. New driver, by the way, Michael Goris. Here today, of course. New driver for the JACKOCAR Kia Series. So we'll give him warm hugs and welcome, of course, here in a livery which looks... Well, it's blue, it's got blue on it, and red and a bit of white.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that Williams Rocket livery, and then they lost their sponsorship, the Colgate car.
Oh my god, the Colgate. Oh, yes. Yes, here we are. Colgate sponsoring JACKOCAR here. Don't forget, get your teeth nice and, well, clean. But let's see what Mr. Excite can do. Is he going to be setting an exciting time? Well, so far, it's exciting me because he's purple in sector 1, purple in sector 2. Up to the line. Is it going to be provisional pole then for Mr. Excited? He is, and you can see pulling to the inside. He's excited about that one. Next to do a lap time is, I believe, we've got Bill. We've got Mr. Bill in his... It looks like a... Well, it looks like the new McLaren Arrows thing.
Ooh. Lovely orange fade into blue there. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. That's a slowing car probably. But 28.2 again on the mediums. He's one of the jokers today. Is Bill. So let's see if he can capitalise on this joker. Very nice and tidy so far. But it's just this corner is coming up to now. 9 into 10. You can easily outbrake yourself and then be very, very upset at the end of the lap, I must say. But what would you say is the most hardest corner around here for you, Evil?
All of them. I mean, if I'm to be honest, it was 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. I think it's turn 7. That left-hander where Lewis, well, the right hand just climbed into the left-hander where Lewis Hamilton went off in 08. This one as well, as point proven there by Bill, who right on cue, as I said, that one dropped the rear slightly, caught it, But
slide.
I think that might have risen his heartbeat a few centimeters there. Through the last corner he comes, and let's see what it will be. It should be, I think, in between third and fourth, because well, you can only go third, and he goes second.
In front of Gareth.
That's a surprise there, isn't it? Neil's next across the line. He is in his Monster Energy livery, I will always say, because it's black and it's got green on it. Monster Energy, the only thing that comes to mind when I think of that.
Simple, but yet really nice. I do like that for some reason. Just the pure black and then just the bright lime green lines. I don't know what it is, but I really like it for some, especially under the lights. I don't know if all the reflections and all the fancy lights are just making me like liveries a bit more. I don't know, I really like it. But you kept it in sixth, interestingly, going up the hill. 106.1. I think we're on for the fastest lap again at the moment. As I thought he went all four wheels off the track there, but apparently not. So where does this put him? Braking just after the advertising board. A little bit wide at the last corner there, but whereas you know into sixth, into seventh, DRS wide open, that wide letterbox. Where does this put him? P2, 27.9. So that lap from Excite, from my newbie, still there in first place.
Yeah, next across the line is, I believe it is, this is King and it's Isaac, or is it Kamababo is Isaac? I think that's Blair.
It's Kinja and then it's Kamababa.
Yeah, so it's that way around. Always getting those guys mixed up. But of course, he's running a livery which is got a bit of purple, got a bit of other colours in it as well. I mean, there's another purple car which I'll come to in a minute, which I just occasionally went to. But there is Mr. King, and then purple sector 2. Can he go even quicker? No one has beaten the excited man on pole position, Mr. Excite. That's a surprise so far. Let's see if King can dispose of him later. And let's see, through the last corner, for the man who's often been very quick this season, and he needs to beat a 127.4. The answer is no, a 127.6. Next, Kamababo.
Damn, I'm just going to say, look how close it is between first and second again. Only, is it 10th and a half? So just under 2/10.
Yeah, pretty much 2/10.
But Kamababo then, I know in Australia he was leading most of the race. Never mind, he was leading most of the race, and now he's spun.
Did he do that? Did he do that, Matt?
He did not.
He didn't spin. But, well, I suppose we'll go to the next car to do a lap, who said they weren't going to run this livery, but has run this livery. It's Mrs. Jess. And there she is, running a livery which is purple and yellow, which reminds me of Spyro. And I like Spyro, as we established last week. So let's see what she can do. Then up the hill, and this is always a tricky section. Now, I talked to her, and she said she was aiming for a top 8, and said as long as she doesn't make a mistake, that's what she's going for. Purple Sector 2? Well, that's an interesting one. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, because we know what this game's like, don't we? But, let's see. Well, I'm going to predict, it might be a Purple Sector 2. It could be a Purple Sector 2. Well, she's got to be a 127.4. And she was setting around about a 128.2, I think, was her quickest lap. So let's see. It comes to the line, then. What can she do? The answer is 128.7. So not too far off her optimal pace. So I think she'll be very happy with that one.
Yeah, I would be as well, and to say the track's not really fully rubbered in yet, and she's been doing that on TT, so that's quite a respectable lap time there from Jess, but again, got Kamababa back there, 135.4, he's a lot quicker than that. I know in the actual JACKOCAR series when he's been up there, he's been there or thereabouts as well on this day, so at the moment, he's the one to watch. He's a bit out of position at the moment, but who else is ending their lap at the moment? Haselager, currently there in P12. Well, of course he's in P12 at the moment because he's not set a lap. I don't know what I'm on about there. But very nice livery, I must say, under the lights. The green into the dark green. The yellow light. I don't know if it's lime green or yellow.
I'm going to say that it's chrome.
We can just say that, yes.
We can say that because it is technically chrome. But here we are then. Here comes Mr. Leroy Haselager, brother, of course, to Mr. Yuri Haselager. And let's see, then comes one of the two, and let's see, where can he go? P1 then, 126.8, and that, setting the benchmark.
Oof, that's a bit of a hefty gap now to P1 to P2, but now let's see what Rich can do on his Joker. I think he's currently on a good lap at the moment as well, is Risky himself, again, one of the Jokers, who's on soft tyre, so it's suggesting to me he's going soft to hards. Where's this put him? Can this put him on point? No, it's not. A 27.1. So it's showing what a lap it was from Leroy in P1. Who's next on the lap now?
It's,
it would be
Ronnie.
Sully, would it not?
Yep, good old Michael O'Sullivan then, and let's see what he can do. Will he hit the white ball? Will he hit the red ball? Well, he's running a white and red livery, and he's going for it. Then let's see, first sector looked pretty decent. We'll find out what the second sector is. He chucks it in up in 4th gear, up to 5th, up to 6th, up to 7th. And then hesitate, will you touch 8th? He's going to stay in 7th. We'll now downshift down into 4th gear, maybe into 3rd if he needs it. Purple sector 2, then a little bit of compromise on the exit low. You can see him just holding the revs as he comes up through then. And let's see what he can do through the last corner, up over the bump, down into the right-hander of the last corner. And let's find out at around about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it is 4th position then, a 1:27.5. Next to do a lap time is Vitinho then in 14th.
Right, let's see what he can do in that black, yellow and chrome liveried car. And a nice bit of black as well. So black seems to be a popular sort of colour to use on liveries today, as I think we've got yellow flag because that's just a car letting. I think it's Yuri now who's on his lap. At the moment, there's been a nice gentle lap so far from Vitinho as Kinjun retires in the pit lane, I believe. But again, that corner of Vitinho's just been gone round 12 to 13 in the race as the tyres start wearing and the temperatures go up. I probably will see a couple of spinners, I must admit there, because I for sure get nervous going up there as well. But it's been a nice and tidy lap so far for Vitinho. It's valid, which is sometimes all you need. 27's at a low 28. Ooh, 1:27.9 and stays. Now mine has got to P7, so I think now on the lap is Mr. Yuri.
Yep, Yuri Haselager then, who I think he sent me a message saying he was running also a special livery. Yeah, so he's running a livery based on a 6-time IndyCar champion, 1-time Indy 500 champion, and all-round badass. And third in the all-time red list, it is Scott Dixon. Let's see then, what can Scott Dixon do as he comes up to the line? And let's see, can he displace his brother? The answer, no.
Oh.
He can't. By 56 100ths, the Haselager brothers' rivalry commences.
Ba ba ba. Oh wow, that was a. Ooh. I wouldn't like to be in their household at the moment. Oh, it was a bit spicy. But speaking of spicy, Jacko, the owner of the JACKOCAR series, look at what he's created. And see what he can create as well on the track.
Is that one of the default liveries? No, it's not. It's one of his
reminds me of the Toyota. So I don't know why, but it's got a bit of black in the back.
TSO, yeah, the TSO 50, isn't it? Yeah, the new one, the black and all that looks quite lovely. And of course, everyone thinks of Toyota. I think of the GT1 personally, or the Minolta, which was also a Toyota, of course. If you're in Gran Turismo logic, you'll know that one. But
or the Toyota that broke on the last lap.
Yes, or that one, which makes everyone cry. But
yes.
Ignoring that, here comes Jacko. He will not break down on the last corner. And he across the line, 7th position for him. Now then, Newgarden. It's the livery that he would like me to mention. Is it the Aaron McLaren Indy 500 livery? Felix Rosenquist. I believe this livery is. Do you know what I mind say? It looks really nice. What does it remind you of? Do you know the was it Benetton in the was it 1985 or 86? Reminds me of that one with all the colours. Do you know?
It also reminds me of the Mazda rotary car.
Ah, the 787B.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Well, let's see then. For the last corner, what can the multicoloured Dreamcoat do of Mr. Newgarden? Let's see then. To the line, can he beat the Haselager brothers? No, he can't. It's Haselager still 1-2. The only one who can beat him is Jake W. Combs, your championship leader then. Through the last corner, can he displace the Haselager brothers from what can only be described as a historic 1-2 then? Can he do it? To the line.
Yeah.
The answer, no, he can't. It's a Haselager 1-2.
Wow. And shall we say, look at speed, 2, 3 and 4. Oof. And they've got the joker of Risky. Now, will there be some possible play there? There's no teams, again, in JACKOCAR this season, but there will be in the same party, so will they help Risky? Let's have to wait and see. But Leroy on pole. Great lap to be fair, but only just by Yuri, so we'll have to see what the starts are like here, because turn 1 is very tight into 2. There's usually a couple of ding-dongs there, but yeah, Jake, I don't think he'd be happy with that lap being down in P6. looks like he made a mistake somewhere because he shouldn't really be down there. But yeah, great lap from Leroy, and again, those who opted for the mediums didn't really work out for them.
Yeah, well, the real surprise let Leroy Hasselager on pole position then from his brother by 56 100ths of a second. The Hasselagers run royal then here in qualifying behind them. It is the speed compatriots of Risky and Newgarden. Let's see what they can do. Both of them 3 tenths and 5 tenths on the pace. Then a little gallop cars. We've got Excite on his debut there in 5th. Jake in 6th. Sullivan comes in 7th. Behind them, King and ahead of your overlord Jacko. Neil's in 10th. Vitinho in 11th ahead of Bill. Then comes Jess in 12th. And then comes, I believe it was Gareth in 14th, I believe it said it was. But the thing, and I think it was Callum Pablo behind in 15th position. I think that's what it said there, but I didn't get to see it because it went too quickly. But, I tell you what, this could be an exciting little race, couldn't it?
Oh yeah, so I scoffed my face full of pizza. Yeah, I'm going to be very excited, and really, it's not like you can't overtake here either. So, I genuinely don't know who's going to win.
Yes, well, the other question is, though, from someone who is eating pizza, does pineapple belong on pizza, in your opinion?
I can't believe you've done this. But, yeah, I believe it does. It's really up to what the people want on their pizza. Everyone's got a different form of taste, but you have to be in the mood, really, for it. I can't have it all the time.
Yes, I physically don't like pineapple, so you could guess my answer to that. But I like pizza. Just give me cheese.
What would people sort of be? This has just come to mind. So if you have pineapple on pizza, yeah, some people probably say no. What about watermelon?
Watermelon on pizza? Ooh. Now that's interesting. Now I know someone, and please do not be concerned about it. Hugh Pert, and this is true, rice and also sweet corn on a pizza. Does that belong on a pizza though?
I mean, it kind of depends what it's with. If it's like a chicken tikka pizza, I don't know. Is that a thing?
I don't know. Can you get a chicken tikka pizza? This is life's bigger question. Someone in the chat, let us know. Can you get that type of pizza? I mean, this is getting the fan interaction in here, right here on the live chat.
How many viewers have we got?
We've got 6 of them.
6. Ooh.
All 6 of those. I mean, one of them is me, so technically 5. But to everyone else watching, what is your favourite type of pizza as well? And I do want to just say, by the way, before we begin, I do wish to give a little bit of love, of course, to one of our other commentators as well, and we know that is, of course, Evan Dalton, who is going to be going into hospital tomorrow, and we do, of course, wish him all the well there. Of course, he's getting, I believe, a scan as well, so we do hope everything good on that one. As I get some answers. Daniel Quinn saying, I guess you can eat a chicken coated with tikka masala sauce. A Domino's Texas barbecue pizza is his favourite. That sounds nice indeed. My favourite pizza, and yeah, Matt excited that. My favourite pizza is, I'm basic. I like cheese, so lots of cheese on a pizza. There we are. Wednesday dough cheese pizza would be nice, because I like Wednesday dough.
That meme of James Mathers comes into mind now when you say cheese. It's just him whacking a block of cheese.
Smash. There we go.
Oi, Yuri proper putting some temperature into those tyres.
Now, 2-stop strategy, lap 7 to 9, and then, of course, I think it's a lap 40, then a set of mediums. That's for the 2-stop, 1-stop, of course, on that medium tyre. In terms of who is on what tyre, by the way, top 10 on a set of soft, Jess on a set of softs, everyone else on a set of medium tyres. So those guys there at the back are going to be trying to cause an issue later on as well, so it'll be interesting to see what they can do. Of course, don't forget as well, the drivers on that strategy, Camababo, Vitinho, Bill, Leroy and Risky, all on the Joker. So Hasselblad are going to be going for an intriguing strategy for a set of medium tyres right at the beginning. But the cars get set on the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Red lights here in Bahrain, and it's go here under the lights. And it looks like a good start from there from Risky. Looked like a bit of a bog down though from Yuri, who's going through. And my goodness, someone in the background going very deep there. I think they all survive, but it's Haselager leading, Risky second, then comes Yuri in third. I think everyone might have got through. Jess dropping down the back there, that's round the outside. Here comes Yuri on Risky. These two just going to give each other an into, are they? They turned ding-donger back round the outside, but has he got the line? He's going to be compromised, but they've all got through. Absolutely correct. That number one here today as they come down into the hairpin, and I think every single one of them keeping their ring this time.
Ah, very good, very good. So now let's see, who would anyone opt to try and pit and cover the chance of a safety car and the black one? Wait and see, because the chances of a safety car around here, it's not impossible. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I'll be keeping an eye on you all, see who's doing any non-mandatory pit stops during the safety car. So don't try and catch me out, people.
King and up 4 positions right now. He's had a stonking start then for him. Down 2 for Jess, down 4 for Jacko, down 5 for Excite. He's had a torrid time. I think that was the car we saw going up the inside, or someone definitely going for a big dive up the inside. It might have been O'Sullivan actually, who's jumped up a few positions, or it could have been someone else, which I didn't see. But up front, like we said, it is Haselager leading now from Risky then, now leading from Yuri. Yuri's going to be trying to probably try and close up as quick as he can on Risky, maybe to try and help his brother, don't you reckon?
Possibly, yeah, it's Jacko. I wonder if he's listening to me, trying to cover the possible chance of a safety car. Of course, the owner of the league will know it inside and out. Well, I hope he does anyway.
You hope so. Meanwhile, here is Niels battling with Jake. Jake going to the inside line. Let's see if Niels is going to try and ring it. Oh, he's going up the inside.
Whoa.
Late braking. Has he got it stopped? Just about, but it hasn't worked quite well. I think the outside line would have been better. He'll be optimistic to try and stick one up the inside into there. But Jake goes a little bit deep, gets on the curb. And now let's see, are we going to think about a dive up the inside there? Brave enough for that one. But like I said, yeah, Vitinho looking around the outside, compromises his line. And that just allows Jake just a little bit more time, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I mean, it looked like Jake's car is suffering from a bit of understeer, so I don't know if he's got damage or he's just running a bit of a poor setup looking at his car. He doesn't really have much damage, but yeah, at the moment it's all sort of follow each other at the moment, if that's a word. Following, that's a word. That's what I was going to say. Totally what I was going to say. But it's not waiting for the DRS now.
Yeah, it's all about DRS. No one making their first mistake of this afternoon, of course. I think everyone survived, unless Jacko had damage on the first lap, which it could have been, of course. So, we'll see on that one. But like I said, everyone carrying on their merry way, waiting for the strategy, of course. But it is Haselager still leading from Risky. Risky with the fast lap of this race, slowly closing up on the back of his fellow rival. Like I said, then we've got, of course, Yuri, followed by the little battle of King and Newgarden. Sully then not too far back. Then we've got a few cars making a move on each other there. That was Excite trying to move on Vitinho, who, of course, Vitinho trying to make a move on Niels, who Niels, of course, trying to make a move on Jake as well. So, a few cars there battling together, but everyone pretty much line and stern in that battle. Out the inside, I think, goes Niels, and again trying to make that move. Still, though, it's not going to work. He needs to be a little bit closer there. Yeah,
Niels needs to get past Jake now because Jake is struggling. And there's like a 2-second gap now between Sully and Jake. And where else is the battle happening on the top 4, or really the top 6? There's the battle behind Vitinho and Excite on the soft tyre. Causing Vitinho to get a bit of an upset. Only got the end of that, sorry, as Kamababo's now got past Excite. Excite's not had a good start. But still hard to play for. It's never over till it's over in JACKOCAR.
Yeah, definitely. He's got a long afternoon still ahead of him. Of course, we're on that 3 of 29 then. Here in Bahrain, under the lights at Sakir, of course. And it is, so far, the battle between Niels and Jake that are lighting up our screens. Runway Sabilaway closing up a little bit on Risky as well. We've got Newgarden 5 tenths behind his fellow rival of Kingan as well. So we'll have a look up front. So far, your race leader, and that is Mr. Yuri, well, Leroy Haselager, should we say, not Yuri. There's Yuri, first lap of this race. Just so when I say Yuri, he goes and makes it so I can mention Yuri, but there he is. Top 2, 5 temps.
Yeah, Niels and Jake. Niels now in front of Jake, but now Jake will have DRS as goes a bit deep actually, does Niels, and also he needs to keep an eye on his fuel levels as well, but Niels a lot more confident on the throttle. And I don't think he's going to be worrying about Jake now. Vitinho needs to be worrying about Kamababa though. Will he look to go and dive down the inside? Yes, he does. Oh, lovely move there. Will Excite now going the inside of Vitinho.
Oh.
Vitinho just lost 2 positions. Yep, he has, and that's not Excite up into P10.
Well, that came out of nowhere. I didn't see Excite there in that Williams livery, might I say. But Excite there, diving up the inside. A little brave little move for him up front. Still, Gap Yuri really starting to close up on the back of Risky now with DRS. Though this straight is not really long enough to make a move, though, is it?
Not really, and also Risky can really let him by because it's a pit stop ahead. Is Risky as Yuri goes a little wide there, maybe the dirty air affecting the front end a bit, but Kinjun, he's also suffering from fuel as well. Hopefully hoping for a safety car. But I've noticed the top 3 are struggling with fuel, but Kinjun is.
Yeah, of course, don't forget, by the way, pit window really pretty much open now for that safety car. Around about now, of course, we believe those guys on the JACKOCAR, they're going to be staying out probably until around about lap 10. 10-11. You can do a one-stop from the medium tyres. That works. Sully in the pit lane, he's going to do exactly what I said as well. Around about lap 5, that is kind of when that window opens. Further back down the field, by the way. Oh, gaggle of cars, by the way. Look at this. Here, as Jake has been dropped like a stone in water here. Calababo, Vitinho, Excite, all battling away then for what is 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. One car going extremely wide. And I think has someone gone off the road there. There is Bill going, cutting on the gravel trap. There is Vitinho going down the inside of Excite. There, Excite having to give that position up again. And now back down to 9th position. So these guys switching and swerving as all gets on the curb. Tries to go around the outside. Not going to do it around there, my friend.
No, but look at that gap now between like 5th and 6th. Now as there's another move, as Excite has gone down the inside at turn 10. He's only gone and done that. And now also does he get DRS?
He
does not.
Just, yeah. So yeah, like I said, Vitinho's got DRS then, but he's just, I thought he was looking for it in a little dive up the inside. Didn't do it though.
Oh, well, I think Excite would have been hoping to pull away a bit now and used the soft tyre, but I think now they'll be dropping off a bit as he's understeering a bit now. Yeah, I think the soft tyres have now hit a phase where they're now starting to drop off as Babu closes in on Niels as well. But will the soft tyres, any soft runners pit now? Yuri does pit in for the medium tyres as I expected. Will anyone else follow? People are now starting to pit.
Yep, Niels in the pit lane as well. Are we going to see anyone else? I see Jake in the pit lane. Won't be surprised to see Jess also dive in. I know those two party a lot as well. Indeed, Jess up there as on the inside goes Vitinho on Excite. Braking manoeuvre then for them, and they get the job done right now. So those guys all covering off that safety car. But look at the exit. Excite gets straight back up the inside. He's not going to give this one about a fight. They touch wheels there, but up the inside, on the outside, Vitinho, and let's see, you're going to squeeze in. Oh, well. You're not going to be squeezing him if you do that, my sunshine.
Oh, squiggling about. Bill's also almost lost the wheel as well. It's like, how about Jesus, sorry, that was excitable.
As our friend scoffs his mouth full of pizza right there. That sounded very interesting on the mic, I will say. But Bill, 9th.
Sorry.
Yuri, 10th. First pit stops are complete. Of course, that is, of course, Yuri, Sully, Niels, Jacko, Jess, and Jake all done their first mandatory stop. I believe looking at it to see if any of our top guys that are going to be doing that have done it. Risky hasn't. Babo, Vitinho, Bill. Yep, so all of those guys still staying out. Yellow flags. And that, Excite who's dropped in. That is that corner, which is so easy to do. Comes back on. I don't think he's got damage from that, though. Lucky.
But what we were saying, your soft tyres were dropping off, and I said it, but the previous lap he was starting to go wide, so I think he'll be now pitting under. Yeah, I think he would have been a bit of a shock there. So yeah. Don't do that again.
Keegan straight in the pit lane then, so we saw yellow flag straight in, of course, because every time you come around here, more people are at risk. Meanwhile, looking through the field, I just see. Well, there was a battle there between Jacko and Jess. Those two had a little bit of a ding-dong last time out in Australia. I will say, as Kingan also in the pit lane as well as Excite. So a lot of people now finishing their first of one-stop strategies. As I just kind of keep an eye out, see who is currently still on their strategy for what.
Because Sully and Niels now battling close on track, but interesting, Sully is not using ERS to try and get in front of Niels, so I wonder if he's just waiting to pounce later on.
Yeah, you don't want to be throwing your chicken straight at the basket at the first opportunity you can. I'll tell you what, Jake's really not having a good race so far. All the way down here in 14. I think he had front wing damage, you know, Matt, because he's dropped down. He's dropped. He almost so loses it again there. He's really struggling. He's now behind Jess. He's behind Jacko. Jess closing up on Jacko, the old slow coach right there.
Now, I'm suspecting, does he have like any bodywork damage that we just can't see? Does he have sideboard damage? Does he have underbody damage? Was there any collisions at turn 1 and 2? Because you said someone went really wide at the start, did you not?
Risky on Hasselager. Meanwhile, sorry to cut you off, Hasselager and Risky, and now Hasselager. Risky now takes the lead then here in Bahrain, ahead of Hasselager. Hasselager with the help of DRS. Is he going to try and throw a spanner in the proverbial works on Risky? No, is the answer. Yuri, fastest lap of this race. All he can do right now is try and get in with these guys and try and be a nuisance. Newgarden in the pit lane. That promotes everyone else up a few positions as well. Now, pretty much, we've got, I think, half the field have stopped. 8 people now have done their first mandatory stop. No safety cars this afternoon so far. We are now coming up to quarter race distance. Now, this is normally where these soft tyres will get to their area, where they're getting around about 50-60%.
Indeed, but I'm surprised now, really, Risky or Leroy have not pitted, because if a safety car comes out now, they're really screwed over. It's Jake and Jess are battling.
Yeah.
Jake keeps in front, as Jess wants to eagerly get past Jake and attack Jacko, but Jacko is safe in P12 for now, but he's now trying to hold Jake up into Jess, is he not? Looks like no, but Jake is really struggling.
Yeah, well, Jake just made a move on Jess, to be fair, though, and let's see if he can try and make a move on Jacko. So I think he might have had front wing damage, because now he's got a bit more pace in the car, and everything looks a bit more snappy. But on the exits, just doesn't get the traction down. Just seems to be struggling on traction. Jacko there going to the inside line ever so slightly, now back to the outside, but those guys holding that position. Hasselager still about 4 tenths behind Risky. That's the battle for first and second. Those two still going at it right there. We've got a few other cars that are close together. I believe that is might be Cavababa and Vitinho, of course, together as Jacko and Jake switch positions right there. That is on the exit of, well, towards the second last corner, and that's not a smart idea from Jake there, because surely with the help of DRS, Jack is going to come straight back at it, and these two have battled before.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it's a bit interesting why Jake has passed him there. As Jacko will go down the inside, will he do him? No. Jacko's going to go around the inside, but will Jake be later on the brakes? He is indeed, as Yuri picks up a 3-second time penalty. I was about to say earlier, actually, that no one's picked up a time penalty yet, but Yuri's gone and done that. But Jacko trying to put the power down earlier, and he didn't get DRS'd, so yeah, I think that's Jake now for P12 as he charges on the rest of the field as they move further ahead.
Yeah, Vitinho.
Camababo and Vitinho as I go out of breath and try and catch my breath again.
Catch your
What's
breath.
going on?
Lots of things are going on, Jake.
Many things.
Many things. I tell you what, right now, we are waiting for your top 2 to come in the pit. I believe in the next 2 laps, we'll see those guys come into the pit lane, because now we're getting a little bit towards where a safety car could come out. And if I was these guys, they've stayed out a long time, why wouldn't you come in now? Because what's going to happen now is you'll get a safety car at the most unfortunate moment, right before you want to pit, and then you'll be in all sorts of troubles. Vitinho, they're going and covering thin air.
Leroy and Risky, the 2 jokers. So they're trying to stretch their softs out. Maybe they want to avoid the hard tyre.
Well, that's true, indeed. You are correct, but you got to think the hard tyres. I mean, we're in what 19 laps to go on a set of mediums. They can do 19 laps. I suppose you might do a little bit of coasting or potentially time management. If you could stretch these tyres to run about lap 13, they'll easily manage to do it. But like you said, look, these tyres, the softs. Lap 7 was the delta to come in. These guys now stretching to lap 10. We are getting towards unnatural territory for these tyres.
They'll be screaming for mercy, that's for sure. I guess sometimes when you go on board with them, it usually comes up with a graphic of their
Oh, Jacko's dropped it! Oh, dearie me, Mr. Jacko, he's gone and dropped it at turn number 1, right where we've seen so many cars trying to get on the inside, put so much power on, trying to get past. I think that was Jake again, and Jacko going backwards, going round, the tyres are cooked, and, well, he's rather burnt the chicken right there.
Unbelievable, Jacko. Best hope Bournemouth doesn't bottle their chance of automatic promotion as well, because if they do, that's your fault. So I just thought I had to mention Bournemouth, because I'm now looking at his livery now, it reminds me of Bournemouth now, and maybe that's why he's running that livery.
Top two staying out then. Let's see. Hasselager and Risky pretty close together. 5/10 the gap. Wivia Reslow. Let's see. Is Hasselager going to try and make a move in? No, you can see him just lifting off there. Doesn't want to make a move. This is. Oh, a little bit too deep, though.
Bit deep.
Bit deep. Gets it all covered.
Look at his ERS usage though. Risky is on 25%. He has got twice as much, literally twice as much, ERS to use as Hasselager. So I wonder if he's just staying back, saving his ERS, and when he gets a fresh set of tyres on, boom on his outlap, use all that ERS he's got left, and make a bit of a gap.
Yeah, Bill the time penalty, of course, as well as Gav. Top four, of course. Those are the guys all on their Joker. Of course, the other one would have been Noah Clark, but of course he is not here. The other two behind that is Gareth and Bill. Those two yet to stop on a set of mediums. They're going to around about lap 15, then two sets of soft tyres. Jacko Pitts, yeah, for his second stop then. So why doesn't he? I think he's overcooked those tyres properly. So I imagine a set of medium tyres potentially for him. Let's have a look. Set of medium tyres. Yep, new set goes on. So he'll go to the end of the race on that set if they will allow him.
Now I'm wondering now, is now the time to pick, because Jacko's now pitted thinking the medium's going to go to the end. Now does Risky cover the undercut, or does Hasselager go and cover, because 10 laps on the soft tyres, you can even see now the front right of Risky cars. Yeah, Risky's gone into the pits. Now what can Leroy do? Now look at him using his ERS. He's got, yeah, like you said, try and do an overcut as Risky is in the pits. What will he go on, the mediums or the hard tyre? I'm guessing it's going to be the hard tyres, is it?
Mediums. The question is, look, where's he going to come out? He's going to be lucky if he doesn't come out right in a bit of an issue right here. I think, yeah, he's got this pretty much time, because he's going to come out a few seconds behind, that's Nils and, yeah, so Risky comes out just out of Sully behind Nils and Newgarden. So a pretty decent position. Yeah,
that's quite nice. He's found a bit of fresh air there, so he's done well, to be fair, to find out as Yuri and Bill are battling. See who's going side by side into turns 5 and 6 as Yuri keeps that lovely liveried car up into P5 as Bill mounts a bit of curb, almost loses the rear there, but Yuri holding position.
Yeah, holding position, holding station right now. You can see Bill really soaring at the wheel of that car. Just doesn't seem to be able to get it to do what he wants to do, but like we said, surely Hasselager in this lap, because look, at the time behind, it is getting swamped here. Vettinio and Camababo all of a sudden closing up here. I think Hasselager, I mean, this is a good strategy because we are not going to get a safety car right now, hopefully. I mean, fingers crossed for him we don't get a safety car, but through the last corner, let's see. And right now, he'll be, if we get a safety car right now, he will be safe because he is already in that pit lane delta.
Now, yep.
And in he comes, and this is a good strategy him though. We can go on the medium tyres, they'll last a little longer, maybe a lap, but that lap could always mean about 5 to 6% depending on these guys. So he might come out behind his fellow rival, but it's not over in the war just yet. As Bill comes in, on our set of medium tyres, the soft stretching as hard as that medium tyre.
Indeed, now I'm just looking at where does Leroy come out, does Risky get in front? Oh yeah, that's at least a second gain there, at least looking at the gap on the cars. Leroy will now see, now he has to try and get into the DRS of Risky. But again, at the same time, try and keep from getting any warnings, because now it could all rely on who's got what penalty now. So, again, still a lot to play for.
Yeah, Bill and Jess at turn number 1. This could get a little bit spicy between these two. Mediums versus hards, and the hard tyre there. You can see him lighting up the rears there behind him. Oh, that's a big moment there. And almost excited himself far too much. And that almost did a big swap from him. I've seen that one there before, and I don't like to see it again, thank you very much, Excite. But he carries on his merry way, almost had a heart and mouth moment. Jess was almost properly terrified. Oh! He's almost dropped it again! Calm it down, Excite, you're getting too excited, sunshine! Let the tyres cool down, and he's going back his merry way. And hopefully he doesn't do a swapper on now at this corner.
If someone does crash it now, the jokers are pretty much in a good position, and Jacko as well back there. He's already done all his 2 pit stops. Actually, let's look at the pit stops actually now. Yeah, the only as the 2 leaders, Pit, Vitinho and Kamababa. Gareth stays out, but the only person to do 2 stops is Jacko so far. So if there is a safety car now, he will be in a good position.
Yeah, we certainly are right there. As I look at it, yeah, they said the only second stop there is the Kamababa.
Kinjun and Yuri.
Yeah, Kingan and Yuri getting close together as I go through all the cars to try and find who is who. Here comes Yuri with the comeback outside line. That's
got no ERS.
That'll be brave. Let's see. He's Kingan. He's got the right to squeeze him all the way to the outside if he wants. Isn't going to do it, but Kingan will have the inside into the right-hander, but Yuri lifts off the brakes just to go around the outside, and that was very, very brave stuff there. It's so easy to come together at that corner. They didn't. They provided some excellent little battle there, and those 2 carry on their merry way. Of course, Kingan, a little bit less fuel than his compatriot there of Yuri. Gareth still leads this race on that set of mediums. He's going a long way, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the wheel of Kinjun. I don't know if it's right, but I'm reading 0.7. So it's almost got... It was literally half a lap down on fuel.
You can see he's not going to get the front end turned in at least. So struggling on that front as I look through the field. If your official rundown, by the way, it is Gareth Hall leading from Yuri, Kingan from Newgarden, Niels from Risky, Haselager from Vitinho, Sully ahead of Kamababa, who is in the, well, who is somewhere. Where is he? Game? Are you going to show us game? No, you're not going to show us game. There he is. There is Kamababa. Behind as he comes out of the lights. Down there in 10th, Jake in 11th, having a torrid afternoon so far. Behind them, Bill, Excite, Jess, and Jacko is you are going you.
I was going you because Kinjun and Yuri are now close. Kinjun learned from his previous lesson, is now going to attack into turn 4. Now will Yuri defend? He goes into the inside line. Yuri parking his car in the middle. Max Verstappen esques almost was a bit of collision there, but yeah, Yuri learning from a great driver, Max Verstappen, and parking his car brilliantly and keeping in P2.
Yeah, driving a phenomenal job so far, but Kingan in 3rd, Newgarden in 4th. These guys all closing up as well. Niels in 5th. He's not too far behind Liz Gaggle either, so still all to play for. Don't get below Vitinho, Karababu, Bill, Leroy and Risky are your jokers, and that, a yellow flag for Sully. I believe, was that Sully who went off?
It was Sully, yeah, it looks like it was Sully, yeah. Has he got any damage? I don't think he does, no. Again, escaped unharmed.
Let's see, the cameraman will provide us with new damage. I tell you what, Jake going a little bit deep, but Sully, lucky puppy yet again. A few of these guys getting extremely lucky not to end their race as we go to this battle line. Haselager setting the timing screen to light right now. He is pushing it to try and close up to Risky, and he's kind of got to right now because he is in a situation where he needs to get past, and right now these guys coming up on Niels Newgarden as well as Kingan. This could all get very close indeed between these guys, and Haselager's got to get a move on.
Indeed, and now there's loads of battles now as Niels is now closing in on a new garden, and there's also further ahead Kinjun now on Yuri. Is he close enough now? Yuri not using any RS again. No, Kinjun.
Oh, they touched!
No, there's been a bit of contact. Is there any damage on his front wing? I can't see on my screen.
I think if I was Yuri right now, I'd give that position up. He's not. A little bit, in my opinion, a little bit too late there from Yuri. I think Kingan might have got some damage if he's not unfortunate, but hopefully he hasn't. But that was a little bit of a day late and a dollar short there, I must say, from Yuri. But they get away with it, I think, which is the main thing. Hopefully, if Kingan did get damage from that, then sad face. But if he didn't,
at the same
then good
time,
face.
Yuri can also defend that he was turning into the corner as well. But again, in JACKOCAR, we tend to sort of not like promote aggressive driving, but try and go for more opportunistic moves, if that makes sense. But Kinjun looking a bit more understeering now, I must say. So I wonder if he's got a little bit of damage now. Let's look at this train now behind P2. Yeah, I'm looking on my screen. Of course, no TAS. It's not any of that in Kia series, but looking at the way his car's behaving, yeah, it looks like he does have a bit of damage, but I might be wrong.
In comes Gareth Hall, then he's come to the pit lane. Are we going to see round number 2 then? Is Kingan? Well, I think he's going to be aggressive if he's not. No, he's not. He's going to... Oh, he is too aggressive. He's hit him. Oh my, they've touched again! And these two, they're going to take more bits out of them in a shepherd's pie right now. Let's see, here comes King, and Yuri's going to go defending to the inside. And now, to the outside line, late braking then. And surely he won't do it around the outside. How much of that front wing is remaining for that car? There's probably bits of it scattered all over the Bahraini desert right now. And now, surely, yeah, there is surely damage now. Look at it.
Yeah, he's absolutely struggling now looking on his front wing. Still looks fine on my screen, but as my voice tries to break. But now look at that gaggle of cars. As we've got cars going side by side, it's like Leroy and Risky. You know, the two jokers there also battling now.
And that's going to just potentially allow your Leroy to come into this one. I tell you what, Yuri actually really helping this. Now he's got that gap, he's backing up, and look at these guys all really backing up. If I was New Gun right now, I'd be a little bit cautious because Kingan's going to be going really slow. Yeah, there you go, he's got damage there. Look on the inside. There goes Risky. That is a risky move then. Up the inside of the third last corner into the second. He's got it done. There we go. That's what he needs to do, is make these optimistic moves. As now, the Hasselager getting past Niels. No. There is contact there was New God. Here comes Kingan into the pit lane. Here now, potentially, here comes Hasselager. Is Hasselager going for it? Let's see with the DRS. Is he going to think about a move into turn number one? He is down the inside there. Can he get it stopped? Yes, he can. But has he got the line? No, he hasn't. Second bite of the cherry, though. Let's see. He'll force Risky to go to the inside line, but Risky doesn't. Risky doesn't. He's going to give it. Let's see. Can Leroy get the nose ahead? I think he just has. But they'll fight for everything. But Leroy gets the position back there on lap 18 of 29 here in Bahrain. And again, these guys battling for the outright glory.
Wow, I mean, what a move, but like... Risky, look at his ERS usage. I was saying it before, Leroy was saving his ERS whilst they were all battling, and yeah, that long game thought of Leroy, seeing that ERS, has made him go up into provisional first place. As again, Yuri does have to pit again, and he's got a 3-second time penalty. He got a yellow flag in sector 2. Has he kept it out the barrier? He has, by the looks of things. Has he got any damage? No, he has not. But going over there, there's another car off, okay? And he did get damage. Is he going to do not retire on track? Is he trying to keep out the way? It looks like he's trying to keep out the way. I thought he was going to retire on track then.
I thought those red tyres just overheated. So what he's done, he's got on the curb at turn 7. It's Lee Brown, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's look. What's happened. Second and third. Here we go again. Risky with DRS. Hasselager is going to have to cover this one if he wants anything.
Breathe.
Breathe. Up the inside. Here we go. Are they going to be close? They are close into turn 1, and they're Risky. Back up the inside of Hasselager, but Hasselager, second bite of the cherry. And let's go to round 2. It's like Verstappen and Leclerc, but it's Risky versus Hasselager. Is Hasselager going to try and make a lunge here? No, he's not. He's not. He's playing the smart game.
They also need to think about Camababo and Vitinho now, because Vitinho, look, he's in P4 on the hard tyres. He's not out of the game now, so if those two trip over each other, Vitinho's in a fantastic position as well as Camababo. So they need to be careful. Maybe they need to try and work together, because they are very quick, Leroy and Risky. But if they keep tripping over each other, they're just going to make it fall into the hands of Vitinho, because he's on the hard tyre. As the medium towards the end of the race start to phase out, Vitinho would be in a great position.
Now remember, Hasselager never won a race here. Risky, I believe, has won a couple of races before. So it's all going to be about who has got the ultimate strategy, who has got the ultimate situation in this race. Can they provide some surprises this afternoon? Of course, like we said, your all-time winner of this series so far in Kia. That, of course, being Yuri with 30 laps led, by the way. He's carrying on that merry way as well. Just doesn't want to give that one up, does he?
He does not know, and with Jake being down currently in P12, Yuri's got a good opportunity. I think he's P2 in the standings. He's got a good opportunity to close that gap to Jake. So he'll be wanting to have a good result as well today. So there's a move further down the Gareth from Camababo. Gareth now up into P6, was he not? He's on the soft tyre as he tries to push for fastest lap. Who has a fastest lap, by the way? Is it Gareth?
Let's have a little look. Who has our fastest lap of this afternoon as I go and find the fast lap? It is Gareth Hall right now with the fastest lap of this race. I tell you what, Risky a bit right there. He, by the way, has won. As I'm looking through to see, has Risky won any races? Actually, I don't know if he has. What's Risky's name?
It's Sully.
It is Sully. Has Sully won any races? He has not, according to the stats. So, Risky going for his first time win as well.
I was going to say, I would have been a bit into trouble if I forgot my own team member's name.
Yeah, I think you might have been. Yeah, so, but like I said, yeah. Hasn't won a race there. Of course, Yuri with 5 wins. Connor with 3. Jamie with 3. I think that's Cursed Jan, I think, with also 3. Make with 3. We've got Jake with 3. Cameron with 2. Nils with 2. Jack with 1. Gareth, Victor, and Danny Quinn also with 1.
Right.
Here comes Hasselhagen, though, and let's see, goes to the right yet again. We are on that 21 of 29, by the way.
Coutinho.
Oh yeah, Coutinho, that's brave up the inside. This is what he needs to do and try and get 1, 2. He might get both of them. He might almost get both of them, but now look up the inside. Yellow flag, and that there is Excite off.
A bit naughty there from Sully. Coutinho weaving to sow his displeasure. Let's just look at the ERS now of Risky. No wonder Leroy just flew by. He was like on 2% ERS. But Coutinho will not be happy one bit. Let's hope he didn't get any damage from that, because that would have ruined all that hard work he's done. Because what was he? He was quite a bit back before all his pit stops. And he's really sort of kept himself quiet, hasn't he? And now he's all of a sudden back in the game. But all it takes is one penalty from one of these 3 drivers. Those 3 drivers being Leroy, Risky, and Coutinho. But also Kamababo, he's he's quite a bit back now, so is Joker. Still got a chance, but you know, really for the lead, battle for the lead now, it's between the top 3, well, provisional top 3, Leroy, Risky, and Coutinho.
Now all 3 of them going for the first win, according to the stats, by the way, as Risky in trouble.
What was I saying?
Having issues there. Also, Bill, I was looking. I thought Bill went off, but I thought Risky went off, but Bill having issues. But a penalty there as in comes Yuri, and now this is truly the opportunity for surely now Hasselhagen to try and stretch the gap, because here comes Coutinho. Then up the inside, has he got the car stopped into turn number 1? They're just gonna bang wheels nearly on the exit. And again, Risky with that stellar defence with the DRS though. Let's see, he's going to have to try and cover this one. Stick to the middle, force him the long way around the outside. This is brave stuff to do. And then see, they touched nearly. You could put a bit of paper between them, and Risky still just there.
Leroy will be loving this. He'll be begging for Coutinho and Risky to keep battling, because now look at the DRS. Risky has now fallen away from the DRS of Leroy, and Risky will know this, and look at the ERS Risky has as well. He doesn't even have the ERS to defend against Coutinho as well.
Can Coutinho win this race is the question. He's going to get past, very much get past, and now into 2nd position. Comes Coutinho then, it's looking potentially all good for the man who started on those hard tyres as well.
Are we now hit the phase now where the medium tyres have now started to hit a bit of a drop-off phase, and the hard tyres are now coming into their own? But look now, Risky isn't that too far away. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. I think that's just, I believe, is it Excite just letting the lead cars by? Is indeed, but now will Coutinho keep in front of Risky? Risky under the DRS. Look at the LED lights blinking. They're both struggling on ERS. And now is Risky now back up into P2. Now can these 2 work together, swap the DRS over to each other, and get back onto the gearbox of Leroy? Yes. Bill picks up a 3-second time.
That's the crucial thing, of course. Coutinho then has got 1 race victory, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to pick up the inside. That's late. That's very late. It's not going to work, because he has to get the car stopped. And now back up the inside, Risky, and these 2 are just giving Hasselhagen more and more opportunity, just to be a little bit cautious.
Yeah, and again, maybe this may help Kamababa, but he's 9.4 seconds behind Coutinho. So the top 3, just looking like, I'm touching wood here, looking like this is where it will be. As it's Vitinho all over the back of Risky. Risky going defensive into turn number 11. You do not want to be doing this, fellas. As Leroy is romping away with it, and Risky got a 3-second time penalty as well. So he also wants to think about Kamababa now as well, because if he gets within the 3 seconds of Risky, you know, that's Risky off the podium.
Yeah, most certainly is. Further down the field, Jacko and Jess battling away there for 13th and 12th position, but up to the battle up front is the one I will want to look at right now. There's a few other cars getting close together. Niels and I think Gareth closing, but here comes Vitinho. Second, third attempt up the inside, so nearly rear ends the car there of Risky. Risky backs off ever so slightly, trying to save a little bit of ERS as much as he can. Try and get a better exit, and it's all going to be about can he try and come straight back through again. It's going to be crucial as much as he can. I think now he's too far back. Victor Lerino, yellow flags. Who's that? It's Bill again off at that corner, turn 7, biting more victims,
again,
but no one out of this race.
I think it's like the 3rd time now Bill's done that, and it's like consecutive. I think 3 laps in a row, because I swear there's been a yellow flag for like at least 3 laps. And I bet the top 3, I bet the top 4 even are Joker drivers.
Right there, and these leaders are going to be coming through at a rapid rate. Not if I was Bill, I'd be getting right out of the way there as Vitinho, a bad exit. I'd be worried if these guys, if Bill's got such worn tyres and very heated tyres, he could be very easy dropping it up here.
We can do, and Leo, I don't really want that, but I'm looking further down. Kinjun, Gareth, and Excite's now getting to the back of this. Is Gareth, does he look to go around the outside of Kinjun going into turn 9 and to 10? No, he does not. Kinjun's holding the inside line. There, Kinjun fights to live another day. It's never mind. Gareth on the soft tyres, just put the throttle down a lot more nicely, and Gareth has gone, thank you very much, and now he's up into P7 as he goes to chase down P6.
King didn't fight that one, didn't want to do it either, didn't have to do it, to be fair. Just got out of the way. Of course, everyone has done their 2nd stop. Excite's on a 3rd stop as well, so that, I suppose, is 1 extra stop for him, which I suppose he can do. Meanwhile, Risky Vitinho, yet again, up the inside. Comes Vitinho on lap 25 and 29 here in Bahrain, and these two scrapping away. They are closing on the race leader, by the way, a little bit by little bit. Here comes Vitinho back on Risky. Risky, is he going to cover it? No, he's not. Back on the inside, but the outside line. Oh, my goodness me. How they not touch? They do now. They do now. Let's see. Come on, boys. Keep it together. Yes, you are. Go on, lads. This is turning into a Titanic scrap. And I'll tell you what, Bill getting blue flagged right now is just up the road of these guys as well.
Just up the road as well, and I think Jake and Niels now are battling. Sorry to just swap from the lead. I'm trying to cover everywhere and track this action everywhere on the circuit. As Niels goes to defend at the inside of turn 4. Can Jake on those soft tyres get the grip around the outside? He's only gonna do it, and never mind. Niels has got a lot of warp speed and stays in P9.
Yeah, just holding that is getting past Excite, who's now a lap down. These guys up front still closing up on what is Bill, who is just probably actually might be helping. What do you say that gap? About 1 point, just over a second. Yellow flag, and who is that who's gone up in? That's Yuri in big trouble, and he wants to be careful rejoining the track right now. I don't think he's got damage, but Newgarden is going to be coming at him, ramping like a ball in a China clay shop, and more yellow flags, and I think that's a ghost. Is that a ghost? That's a ghost flag.
Yeah, it looks like it's a ghost flag, but I'm guessing what Yuri's done is tapped the inside of that curb, or his tyres have just gone, you're having a laugh, and just lost the rear, and yeah, now he has to try and keep him for the Newgarden, but I think Newgarden's now going to be up into P5.
Yeah, Miss certainly, I think you're right there. Matt, these guys closing up. Newgarden versus Yuri. Yuri on those tyres, but his brother so far, all he has to do is not get a penalty.
Jake and Niels now battling. Is this Jake now up into P9? Kinchun gets a 3-second time penalty, which whereabouts is that? I'm getting my names mixed up, and a bit of wheel argy-bargy.
Oh, Niels on the curb, but he's going to come back through, though. Let's see, though. Jake's not a slouch in a straight line. It's going to be late braking, but can he get it stopped? I think this time. Surely around the outside line. Surely now.
And again.
Jake, come on, you can do it around the outside. Come on, you've got the grip, you've got the tyres. But he just got it. Are we going to see a tie back up the inside? That's a little bit late, but he gets it stopped. And now on the exit, I think it might be all over. I don't think... Oh, no, Jake! It's not over if you do that, my friend! It's not over if you do that, and Jake in all sorts of trouble. And this championship lead going from bad to worse. Here in Bahrain, he's having a torrid time.
I was going to say, well, hell, I thought he was going to drift it around the corner. I was like, go on. But, well, I've never seen that there before. It looks like he just got completely distracted.
Like a high side.
Yeah, it's like he was that focused on trying to not collide with Niels, he just lost where to brake. As further ahead, Vitinho's now back up into P2. Sorry, that's all that was happening.
Yeah,
but look at that gap. Leroy now, has Leroy made a mistake?
He's been coming down a little bit by little bit, but it's now back under a second. These tyres are going. Bill just up the road with a 3-second time penalty. It is dropping a little bit by little bit. Can Vitinho get his second win of this season? He is closing bit by bit. Well, not this season, of all time. He's now within 5/10 of a second of Hasselager. Hasselager could be in trouble here. We're on lap 27 of 29. Have the medium tyres gone? Have the medium tyres gone, I'm wondering? Because that gap now 4/10 of a second. And closing all the time. He's going to be within DRS. It's going to be 2 and a bit laps of hard-fought battling. He needs really about a 6/10 gap to possibly be safe. Depends on how much DRS, depends on how his situation is. You can see him harvesting into the last corner. 6/10. Nope. It could be close.
Yeah. Leroy and Risky are literally depleting all their battery. Vitinho still has a bit more to play with. Look, Leroy trying to break the DRS. The slipstream. I'm getting that carried away. There's not much going on. Leroy lives to fight another day, but can Vitinho get a good run out of here? How much ERS does Leroy have to play with?
He's fine right now.
Not much at all.
Yellow flags. That is Niels. He's dropped it. There's no one out of this race still, by the way. And it's all going to come down. This is going to be a one-lap showdown, by the way, between Vitinho and Hasselager. As it stands like this, it's so close. I don't know. Risky is just picking up penalties left, right, and centre. He is just trying to get involved in this battle just to see what he can do. He is on, I believe. What's his penalties, by the way? 6 seconds. So he's good from Kamabamo behind right now. He was a little bit further back. But it is now with DRS. Vitinho, he's going to have really about 3 opportunities for this one. Turn 1, turn 3, and if he could do anything down towards the last corner, let's see what he can do. He needs to be within 6/10. He needs to be within 6/10. He has to use all of his DRS. He's saved as much as he can. More yellow flags down there at turn number 1. Someone else having trouble in this race. That was Excite letting Jess through, you're correct. It all comes down to this then. One more lap. One more, couple of chances. Vitinho and Hasselager, your top 2 here in Bahrain. DRS flies. Hasselager's going to have to cover the inside line. Here comes Vitinho then. Let's see. He's going to be forced to go left. It's going to be late braking from Hasselager. Vitinho through. Hasselager's coming down the inside though. He gets it stopped. This is beautiful. He'll have the DRS for the next section as well. Let's see though, with the ERS, he's going to have to cover. Is Vitinho got anything? Has he got any out of speed in the car to try anything? Hasselager covers. He loses the rear and Risky off. He's dropped it right in the back. I think there might have been contact. But Hasselager, I think he might all come clear then. Because he's only really got 2 other opportunities, the DRS, and then it's the last corner.
Now Risky tried to do the up and under, but Vitinho was that focused on Leroy. Just a bit of a racing incident for Risky. Now what Risky has done has now lost the podium as well and may not even fall behind Yuri. As you have the yellow flag in sector 3, but can Leroy hold on? They're on the same amount of ERSs. All he has to do now is keep it on the track, not get any more warnings. Will Vitinho get him on the last lap? I just don't know.
Here comes then. We got one more corner. One more chance. He's not going to do it from here. Hasselager comes through the last corner. As long as he gets a good exit, Hasselager comes to the line, and Hasselager will just about win here in Bahrain. Then by what is 1.51 tenths of a second. Kamababo though, he'll come across line. 3rd position. Risky in 4th. Yuri in 5th.
Ah, risky. It'll be absolutely seething. But that's unfortunately what happens in racing. You see a gap, try and go for it. And Vitinha, was that focused on the lead battle? It was just bound to happen. But can we just say, at the moment, all 15 drivers are finished. Sweet coming round in P9, and Jake, who's out of fuel. Jake is out of fuel.
Jake out of fuel.
Jess has got no front wing.
And Jess no front wing either. Well, what has happened here in Bahrain, whilst we've been looking at the top guys, utter carnage, as they collided with Exelite, I wonder. I don't know, but everyone's got a finish this race, minus a few front wings, minus a bit of debris. Here comes Jess across the line, 11th position for her, Jacko in 12th. Behind them, Niels in 13th, Bill 14th, Exelite in 15th.
What on earth is also Niels is now out of fuel. Look, because we've not had a safety car, everyone has underfueled their car, and now towards the end of the race they've realised and gone, oh, there's not going to be a safety car. And now everyone has just decided to not want to have enough fuel in their car.
It's like Imola, isn't it? 1980. Was it 1985 or the race that everyone ran out of fuel? It's like that right now. Here comes Niels. He's going to give it a little celebration. But, whoa, what a little race that was.
Yeah, I mean, crikey. I mean, the game gives Kamababa driver of the day, but in terms of like the race, Leroy, to be fair, he's had a cracking weekend. First, and finishes first, makes the most of his joke. But Vitinha as well, in P2, opting to go for the hard tyre, and towards the end of that race, he was up there as well. So it's a well-deserved victory for Leroy.
First of many, I hope, potentially. That was a beautiful drive from the brother of Yuri. The love in the air between those two, and rightly so. I think we've got to give one of the 4 drive of the days to Leroy, don't we?
Indeed, yes, and I want to give also another driver of the day nomination to Vitinha, P11 to P2. Cracking drive from him there. It has a Caterham look, doesn't it? Leroy's suit. I don't know why. It reminds me of the Caterham.
Yep.
Anyway, getting distracted. But yeah, you've given it to Leroy. Vitinha, second drive of the day. Who are you going to give it to, the third one?
I'm going to give it to Risky. Drove a commanding race. That battle, of course, in the later stages as well, and with Vitinha, that really set the stage up for that finale. So I've got to give Risky a shout out to drive of the day there as well.
Yeah, and the fourth one I believe should go to Kamababa Look as well. Started P15th and got up there to P3. He kept it out of trouble because Risky had that little mistake that gave Kamababa the chance to go up into P3. So yeah, that's our 4 nominations there. What was it? Leroy, Risky, Kamababa, and Vitinha.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. So, well, on that note, I am going to round it up then. So thank you everyone for joining us here in Bahrain at the desert around here of beautiful situations. I have been Evil. Red Matt, hopefully we'll see you again in the future, but Red Matt has been Matt Red. But until next time, with whoever I have, take care everyone, Matt can enjoy his pizza, and goodbye.
Yeah.